welcome to another exciting episode of Bearing It All. My name is Ugochi and I'm excited to be your host. Today with me, I have a very lovely, amazing person. Her name is Dr. Mrs. Elizabeth Wuyep. Please help me and welcome Mrs. Elizabeth. Hi, Dr. Elizabeth.
Hello.
Is it okay if I
Ugochi?
Yes. Yeah. Is it okay if I call you Dr. Elizabeth?
Fine.
Yeah, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
You're welcome, and it's good to have you here. I know that this means a lot to you, and that's why you are here. Yeah. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Are you okay?
I'm fine.
Okay, good. I love to hear that I'm fine. Please tell our viewers a little about yourself.
Hello, viewers. Good to be with you this afternoon. My name is Dr. Elizabeth Wuyep, like the host just introduced me. I am married with 4 kids, no kids, 4 children. I'm a Nigerian, and before I moved to Aberdeen or UK, I was a public servant until I moved in 2014 for my PhD program. Which I graduated in 2019.
Oh, congratulations.
Thank you.
Congratulations. When you said 4 kids, you immediately said 4 children. How old are they?
I have 3 young adults. The first one is 24. Ooh. The second 21 will be 21 next week. Is 20, then be 21 next week. The third is 19, and my last is 13.
Wow. Dr. Elizabeth, okay, you're now making me jealous. If you have 24, you look amazing.
Thank you.
Wow. Okay, tell us about your family. I know you've talked about your children's age. Tell us more about your family.
Okay, it's a family of 6. I come from Kogi State, married to a Plateau man, and we are 25 years in marriage, and the marriage is blessed with 4 children. Like I said earlier, the first 3 are in the university, and the last one is 13 that has this additional support need. And we are grateful to God for bringing him to the family.
Yeah, we thank God. You said he has additional support need. Tell us about that, and yeah, tell us more about it.
Okay, I got pregnant with him or for him. And the pregnancy went on very well, like any other pregnancy. I did not envisage anything was going to be wrong. I mean, any other thing. And the pregnancy went on. I gave birth to him normal, and everything was still okay, except for the jaundice he had for just few weeks. We were there taking care of him until much later, when doctors started doubting about certain things in him. Asking some strange questions, and then we were wondering what was that all about. So at the point they have to come up that there's something that they are investigating. They need to investigate about him, either autism or Down syndrome. So when that came, it came to us as a shock, and it was difficult to believe that he had anything like that, because he looked normal. And then was he already 1 or still? No, he was still in his
under 1.
Under 1. He was still under 1. Few months after he was giving birth, so they started doing that. So that went on. So I left them to carry out their investigation until they finally came back to us to say that he has Down syndrome. And then I just felt that was their own report. I believe in the report of the Lord. So we kept on, whatever they wanted to do, I left them. And then we kept on going, and then I took solace in the word of God that says children are blessing and gifts from God. And also in Proverbs chapter 10 verse 22, the word of God says, the blessing of God makes rich and it does not add any sorrow with it. And that became my comfort. And that took me all through, and I saw him and I took him as a normal child, train him like any of my children, and do everything like I did with the sibling with him.
I want to take you back a little. Okay. You know, when the doctors told you their report, you know, about your son, you know, like you said, you got pregnant and the pregnancy was normal, everything was okay, because it wasn't your first time of being pregnant. This would be your fourth one, and then the doctors, he's born, and then the doctors are saying, you know, he has Down syndrome. What was your reaction? I know you've talked a little about it. When they said it to you, what was your reaction immediately you heard that?
Just like in our normal way, I just back to sender. That it's honestly, to be honest with you, it didn't cross my mind that would be true. I said no. I told the doctor, I said, I don't think so. He said that they can see the feature and things like that. I said, anyway, you are a doctor, but all I know that I believe, just like I said earlier, I believe in the report of the Lord. So
your reaction was, no, I don't believe what you are saying.
I do, yeah. Something like that. I just, within my heart, I did not believe. Within my heart, I did not believe. I did not, up to today.
You still don't believe?
I still don't believe that he has, because I know that God has a plan for him. You know, it's not. I mean, it's not easy to come out to a doctor and say, I don't believe what you are saying. But within my heart, that was what it is.
What has been your experience raising him? It's been 13 years, right?
It's been 13 years.
Tell us some, you know, your experience.
Yeah, the experience, it wasn't as smooth as his siblings, but I still tried to do what I needed to do. Like while he was growing, we discovered that his two legs were coming together like this, coughing in. When they noticed it, we thank God for facilities and then for technology. The doctors were able to identify that early enough, and then were referred to orthopedic.
At what age was this?
He was under 1.
Wow.
He was under 1. So they now had to put POP on his feet, 2 feet. We were carrying him for some months with POP on his leg, from thigh down to his feet. So, and that, God actually used that to correct his leg. Today his leg is like, it's even better than any of my children. That helped. Then my children will normally walk at the age of 7 or 8 months, but that wasn't the case with him. He walked just 2 months before his second birthday, and I kept on trusting God. And how did it happen? There was this day I took him for immunization, and the people that we were attending antenatal, the women were attending antenatal together, they were there with their children. Their children were running up and down. I was still carrying him in my hands. I still put on a cheerful face. I was doing things and as if nothing was bothering me. So everything went fine, and I went to at 2 a.m. that in the night. That time I woke up and went to my living room. Normally when anything is bothering me, I put the chair, I sit and ask God to put it for God, as if I'm talking to my earthly father. So I put the chair in front of me and I sat him there. And I said, Daddy, you saw what happened to me in the morning when yesterday when I took my son for immunization, how I felt. But your word said I should not murmur I should not grumble, and I should not worry about anything. And I've been doing that. But you know that I wasn't happy, and I know whatever touches me touches you. I want this boy to walk like any other of his counterpart. How you do, I don't know, but I know you can do something about it. You know it has been my heart desire for him to be on his feet. I finished the prayer and I went back to bed. Then in the evening of that very day, at 7 p.m., while sitting in the living room with my husband and himself, there's this plastic chair I bought for him to help him to sit to do things. So I put it by my side. I sat him there watching television. While we were talking, he got up and staggered and went and fell on his father. And that was how he started walking today.
It's amazing to hear that. I just wanted to ask, how is his relationship with his other siblings?
Perfect.
Yeah.
They come down to his level, like every one of us, and he blends well with them, and he plays very well with them. He has very good relationship, and everybody in the family loves him.
That's amazing, because I'm sure that will also make his day. That's amazing that he has that perfect relationship with his siblings. People, other people, how have they related to this situation?
Okay, because we are positive with him, we have a positive mind concerning him. It also helps people to take him. He's a very lovely boy. And today we call him man of God. We call him man of God, and he manifests that from time. If he hears anybody complaining of headache or anything, you go and come and lay hand on you and pray for you, even outside the house. So people will text me sometimes that I should tell man of God to pray for them. The way we take him, that's how everybody around us take him, and he's a lovely child to be with. And so because of that positive attitude towards him, that has also encouraged him to be who God has created him to. He's just cheerful.
Yeah. So talk to us about some of the challenges you've had with him.
First of all, it's about like I said before, about the working. When he was not working, it was not easy for me until I got a breakthrough in that. When I see other people, when I saw other children that were born at the same time with him, going about, running about, it wasn't really easy for me. But one thing I know I did not do, I did not complain, I did not grumble, and I did not murmur.
But you felt it.
I felt it. I felt it. I just the day I pray, I told God, you saw how I felt when I was in that hospital this afternoon, when I saw other children running up and down, and it came through for me. Then at the point, the next stage was speaking to me when I see other children coming to whisper to their parents. I would just imagine the day my son would do that. He's doing that now, but it wasn't easy. I would just feel, I said, okay, God, I know you will do something about it, and he's done it. Though not perfectly yet, but he's getting there. We can just sit down now. We'll go through conversation. He will ask me questions. I will answer him. He will things that I wouldn't even expect him to say. Sometimes he surprised me with it. Then we will talk, and it is God. Then the learning aspect of it is what is all. I mean, up to now, it's still challenging to me because he is still not being able to read. He's not been able to write much, but he can write his name and some few things. So I'm still trusting God and waiting for him to the day he will take him through that he'll be able to read. But it's not easy. I've been looking. It is now he's in ESN 3. He's in his third year, And I'm like, what happens next when he finished the secondary school? But I'm positive about it, and I'm telling him, because when his elder brother resumed school last week, we took him to the university. He said that he's packing his thing, he wants to go and join his brother. I said, okay, wait, when you finish from this school that you are, do you like this school? He said, yes, finished. When you know how to read and you know how to write well, then you go and join him. You get admission, you go and join him. Say, okay. So I'm already telling God and going that he will go to university. And I've told him that he's going to university. He's not stopping, and I know that God will do it. There was a time he left home.
Wow.
I went shopping in Asda. I was alone with him in the house. I went to the bathroom to bath, and then when I came out, there was silence in the house. And I called him, I didn't see him. I said, what? I started panicking. I quickly went. I even went to the same shop that he went to. But out of panic, I didn't locate, I didn't see him. And I went back. I had to go back home to tell my husband. Started crying. Then I called police that this is what is happening. I was like, hey, what if they have seen him and someone has picked him? What will I do? So by the time the police even got to the house on his own, I went in, I was praying, and then left the door open just in case, as I was trusting God. He came back.
Wow.
On his own, that he's coming from Asda. What did you go to do in Asda? That he wanted to go and buy. I should come. What brought him back home? He came to come and collect the card to pay. Because he put the thing in the trolley and took it to the till. After scanning
and realized that
there's no money. That mommy, what brought him? He came straight. Mommy, come, let's go. Let's go and pay. I should bring money. Money for what? See, he's in Asda that he has picked the things. I said, no. Then, as we were talking, the police came down and I said, you put mommy in panic. Why did you do that? You should have told mommy where you were going to. And then when he saw that I was serious, that what is he now said, mommy is sorry, he will not do that again. But he still did it. Wow. Then another time in church, when they finished from church, he got missing too. Wow. I was not around. He went to Union Square, and then they started looking for him again. But he did that. We were able to get him. It's a challenge. It's challenging. Then he did the stored van. I went to Sainsbury again from the house, and we started having. I mean, we had to take precaution not to leave the key on the door, and things like that. It's been challenging. Or is it the glasses? They say he needed to wear glasses to correct his eyes. Yeah. I think they have changed it up to 10 times. Wow. Because he will go and throw it away. Oh. And we won't even know where he threw them. And then another thing, they like eating food, but I have to be strong, firm about that. If you give them the opportunity, they eat every now and then, and they become overweight. And he is growing well because we have to discipline him in that area. So,
do you have like a particular food that he would normally be on, or he just eats normal like his siblings will?
He eats normal, like he has his favorite. His favorite is chips. Okay. Chips and chicken. Oh. So all the time every day if we are making chips and chicken every day, he doesn't mind. Oh. But we don't do that. Then he doesn't like our swallow much. Yeah. So otherwise any other thing. Yeah. He eats, but his favorite is chips and chicken. Yeah.
So is he becoming aware of his, his body, his environment, things to do and things not to do? Do you think he's becoming aware of that?
He is. Okay. He is to an extent. But he feels that he can do everything, even cooking and this thing.
Going for shopping.
Going for shopping. The cooking, well, sometimes I allow him to fry his egg while I'm there. And when I'm under, he wants to go. I say, no, just wait. There must be someone that will be there before you do the frying of eggs. You don't, but he feels he can do it. Yeah. And he helps a lot in the house. When we do our laundry, he takes it out to go and dry them. And then he takes delight in doing that and bring it. And he likes giving helping hands, but he's overstep his boundary. Even in school, is the report we get. When they will say, no, don't do this, he wants to do it. Because he knows to do. And one good thing about him too, his IT is, he knows IT very well. How he does it, we don't know. He will take the laptop or the tablet, he goes to the places that he likes. We need to type it before. I don't know how he does it.
Is there any help for him, as to how to find balance, when to stop, and like you said, he likes to help a lot, and then when he's asked, to not help, like, okay, that's enough, and then he wants to still help. Is there anything you're doing, to help him to find a balance? I'm sure someone else out there who is struggling with that.
Yeah, we'll now look for something that we know he likes, to distract him from that particular thing that he wants to do. So if he is insisting, I'll say, okay, do you want your tablet or want to watch this? Then he will now say, that will now make him to leave that particular thing that he is insisting on doing. He loves drumming too. He even has a set of drum in the house. That anywhere he goes to, he sees drum. He wants to go and beat it. And then sometimes he will talk to me. Can he go? I say no, you can't, because everybody is gathered now. They are doing it. You can't go there. You have your own at home. When we go, after we finish from here, you go and beat your own. Then sometimes you sneak and go and do. There was a time he just went, and then he went in the main church. And so when they told me, I now went there. He did not want to, but I now told him. Sometimes I use football, food to distract him. Do you want us?
But then again, the food, you have to be conscious of it, so that you don't.
What I say is, if you don't leave this, it means there will be no lunch. Today you will now leave it. So I won't say so. Okay, I'll give you this, because I won't want to do anything that will make me lie. So I won't be specific. I just say there will be no lunch. Then you will leave it. Or if you don't do it, you will not play football and things like that. Football, tablet, food. Those three things, because I know that he loves them. I use it to distract him. Even the eyeglasses that he has now, because he went and put his eyeglasses, wouldn't have been able to find it recently. But I think if you go and look for it, he was having a tablet, and I collected the tablet. If you don't bring these eyeglasses, you can't have this tablet back. He says it's not in the house. I said, okay, even if it is tomorrow, go back to school. If it is school, you put it, or do you bring it back from school? On his own, I didn't know, he put it in one of the pockets of one jacket he was wearing, and he left the jacket in the bathroom. I don't know how he went. He now went there and looked, he said, hey, he's here. He now brought it, and it was when he brought it, and now gave him back his tablet. So if I didn't do that, that's how nobody would have even had an idea that thing would be in the pocket of that small jacket. Because he just play with that jacket. It doesn't go out with it. You just play with it in the house. It was until it helps if you we told some certain things from him, and that was how I was able to disengage him from that drum that particular day. And he likes singing too. Wow. He likes singing. Sometimes we'll ask him to lead us when we're having a family devotion in the evening. Also prayers. There's no day he will always be the first to pray before any other person pray in the house. He will pray first before, and we'll just tell God that he will understand what he has just said.
Yeah,
some of them will hear. You say, okay, when mommy goes to work, God will help her, protect her, go to, and then God will give mommy money ticket so that he can fly to Nigeria and back. So and things like that. So he participates and he likes helping.
He must be an amazing child.
He is. While he was in Nigeria, while we were still in Nigeria, we needed this early intervention. And you know how we are in Nigeria. We don't have facilities for additional support needs. They only we searched around. We lived in Abuja, so I had to go take him all the way to Jos. And up to now, we are forever grateful to 2 families and then 2 of our relations, Mr. and Mrs. Ripien, and then Professor and Dr. Oyetunde, who opened their door to accommodate him. He had to go and stay in Jos to attend the special school. And the first one was my husband's cousin that had to go and stay with him with the family of Mr. and Mrs. Rupien to be taking care of him. Yeah, when you talk about care, she was the one caring for him when he was 5 years old when we had to take him to Jos to get early intervention for speech and everything, so that he will, because the school, when we sent him to the normal school, they left him. They were just leaving him there because he was not able to cope, and then they were concentrating on other children. So we had to look for this school in Jos to send him to, and my husband's cousin was there for us on her own. She said she would go and stay with him, then stay with that family, and they were going, he was going to school. I'm also grateful to Meya, my husband's cousin, who looked after him, and Chogo, my niece, who also looked after him while he was in Jos. And then another time was another family that wanted him with them too was Professor and Dr. Mrs. Oyetunde. They are our family friends too, that took him with my nephew, my niece that we raised. She stayed with us. She and up to now he's so attached to that girl. Even up to now that he's in Nigeria, every day he said we should call and talk with her. They stay with that family until we moved him over to the UK here for him to be able to go to school, that special school in Jos there. And that time was not easy for me at all. When we had to disengage. He had to disengage from me to go and stay in Jos. Because of my job, I couldn't leave Abuja to go and stay with him. I was every now and then bad dreams, thinking about him. It was really a challenge. When we talk about challenge, for me, that my child was disengaged from me was a challenge. And another time that I had serious challenge was when I moved over here, and then he was still there. In Nigeria, because when we were in Nigeria, I was going to check on him often, but here I couldn't. So I couldn't even sleep. I was dream, all sort of dream. And I told my husband at a point that I can't continue with this PhD. I have to go. If this boy is not moved to me here, I have to come back. He has to beg me to stay, that he's making efforts to bring him. Until he brought him here, I couldn't settle. I couldn't settle. It was a tough time for me. I'll go home, I'll go inside, go to bed, I can't sleep. One of my friends that lived in Abadi before I came has to tell me that, do I know that this place is known with depression? God has been taking care of this boy. I should just leave everything in God's hand.
Wow, that's really good. One other thing, how would you expect people to respond to him?
Maybe when he's doing certain things and he doesn't want to stop. Yeah, like I've had that a challenge from a number of times when he goes for his explore learning, and he start doing something he doesn't want to. They call me, what I told them when they call me and they'll be using that, it helps, that they should tell him that if he does not live there, he will not go and play football with his friends. Wow. At the moment they say that, he will just leave. That will distract him. I also say the same thing to the teachers in school, because they also have such experience. It's the same thing, football, or tell them that he will not go, when he goes home, mommy will not give him his tablet to play with. So you just identify what you know that child likes doing.
So reward works for him.
Reward.
So what about people who, let's say people who are just meeting him for the first time, you know, and, you know, they are seeing him and he's doing, you know, things, and, you know, what would you want, how would you want them to respond to him?
They still have to be, kind to him, talk to him gently. If you are harsh on him, it will backfire, it will not work. But you talk to him gently, and then you have to be patient with him. He might not, as I still talking to him, just tell him that, okay, if you do this, this, just explain to him that, or they can ask him, what does he want? If he tells them that's okay, if we'll tell your mommy to do this for you, if you leave this one.
So, is there, you know, like any special care given to him, or because you've just been talking about the things you do for him?
Maybe in school, I don't know, but in the house, I do everything. I take him out, we do things. I am there for him all the time. I don't have any special care in the house.
Wow.
But I don't know about school.
Yeah. Okay.
And any one of the siblings too, they're happy to go out with him.
Okay.
And do things with him.
So when you have things to do, then that means the older children will
take him,
will get to take care of him. Okay. Because I'm wondering, you're like, you know, his carer, like the main carer. Do you get to get a break, do things for yourself?
Yeah, I do. I have a break. It's not, I don't know, he's easy to manage.
Okay.
Because once he has something doing, he's fine.
Fine. Okay.
Something that is engaged with doing, is you just, because and then I go about my own business. My business.
What advice will you give to parents who are, you know, going through this same experience, you know, like you did and you're still doing? And I'm talking about, you know, young parents, people who are just new in marriage and it's their first child, and people who, okay, maybe they've had other children and then maybe the second or third, you know, it's been diagnosed that they have, you know, Down syndrome or any of that. What would you say to them?
I would tell them to be positive. God has a purpose for sending that child to them. Just like we saw him, I mean, that's how we took it, that God has a purpose for sending him to our life. And they should just relate with him normal. And don't discriminate, don't feel that anything is wrong with him. Where you can help, but that does not mean that they should not help him. They should just like, I mean, come to his level. Don't feel bad about it at all. Just be positive and be ministering positive things to the child. My son is growing well. I didn't even feel the conditions that always associate with Down syndrome. This boy doesn't have, like, hole in the heart. There was a time when he came here, they said they needed to check him. When I brought him to UK, they checked him. They said he did not have the hole, but the doctor said that they saw something, another hole somewhere that's not supposed to be, that would require surgery. So that was fixed. And then the consultant, a day was booked for him to go in for that surgery. when we got there, the consultant would check again to Bishop. When we got the news about it, I said, fine, let them. I didn't even take anything until I shared with one of my pastors. And I said, he always asking of him. And I said, how is it? I said, it's fine. This is what they say. He said, Sister Elizabeth, do you know what that means? I said, yes. I just answered from my head. You know, until I went home, I said, this is true. Heart surgery is what we're talking about here. Heart surgery. No, it's not an easy thing. So, and it's so dear to me. I said, I can't afford to lose this boy now. So I told my husband and then my children, we all started praying that God should go ahead and carry out the surgery before even that day. It was September. It was in September that he was supposed to do. That was about 2 years ago. So we prayed and then we went to attend to the appointment. When we got there, the consultant, when he looked at it and he said, this boy that he's seen, everything is perfect. Wow. His heart, his condition is perfect. He does not see anything that the earlier report that they had showed. We doesn't know what happened, but this boy is, that we should go and see him in 5 years. So God has been fixing things about him. So, and it's because we took it up in prayer and then with positive. So they should be positive about that child and just look at him with the eye of that they will look at a normal child with, and that will help that child provide everything that they will provide for any other child to do, training and everything. It might be slow, but he will get there.
It might be slow, but he will get there. You know, you said something, being positive and praying. For people who can pray, you know, because a lot of people get emotional. A lot of people look at their children who have this condition and then it weighs them down. Yeah, go ahead. It weighs them down and then they are emotional. They are, you know, they just don't, you know, see what they can do. Are there times you look at him and you think, you don't know what else to do, or you get emotional, or are there times, you know, people meet him and they react in a very certain way which kind of throws you off balance and, you know, gets you to that place of being emotional and not happy?
Yes. Sometimes it's maybe I don't know what they do to him. Maybe when they would, like the teacher would say that sometimes he doesn't want listen to them, he wants to do his own thing, or pushing a child or things like that. When they come back, we'll talk to him, he will say sorry. Then another time he will go and do. Sometimes, I mean, at the point, I say, what will I do about this? And then they delay in learning disability and things like that. But I know how it will if one does not know God. What has kept me going is the fact that I know God. It will be a different thing for someone who does not know God and want to do things by him or herself. But all I can say is that child did not create himself. You yourself that gave birth to the child did not create yourself. Hand it over to God, and then still be positive. That positive attitude helps a lot. Still be positive, and when a situation comes, it weigh you down. Like me, it will weigh me down. I'll present it to the person that created me and created the child, and I'll get about my normal business again. And I am also the type that I don't really allow things to weigh me down so much, because I believe in going forward, and once something happens and I address it, I want to go to and so that also has helped me. So it's once something comes, if let them address it there and there, put it behind them, go ahead with your normal, and then just be positive.
So be positive, and for people who can pray about it, talk to God about it, hand, you know, that child to God. And then for people who do not know God, it would be best to know God.
Exactly.
Because you can't do this alone.
Exactly.
You just need God.
Exactly.
And then, like Dr. Elizabeth said, there will be days when you will be emotional. There will be days when you will be tired. You will be helpless. It's okay to feel that way, right?
Yeah, it
but
is.
then just know that you can't stay in being emotional and being tired. You still need to stand up and be positive and be there for the child. Wow. So what advice will you give to people who do not understand your experience?
Yeah. For people who don't understand my experience, it will still be about being positive, and they should not discriminate against any child. They should know that nobody created himself. That child did not create his or herself. So they should put themselves in the parents' situation, empathy. So if they are the one, how would they relate with that child? So there should not be that child should not be discriminated against in any way. You should look at that child with a normal and positive eyes.
Will it be okay to say be more patient with them?
Be more, exactly. They have to be patient. If they have to, why did they use that word? Because I'm not sure in what capacity, whether when they are working with them or not working with them. If they are working with them, they should be more patient with them. They need patience to be able to take them through. But just watching from a distance, and they should not discriminate against them.
Dr. Elizabeth, thank you so much for coming on the show. And I must say, you are a strong woman. You are a strong woman. 13 years, you know, of having to stay positive and smile through it all. And, you know, like you said, this is not something you can do on your own.
No.
And I'm grateful to God for you. You know, I'm grateful to God that you know God. It's, you know, everything you've just said, you've just, you know, wrap it round about, you know, your God. Your God. So being positive and, you know, praying. And for those of you who can pray, prayer is not that difficult. It's just talking to God, you know. And I love what you said there earlier. You said you bring a chair and then you put one out and say, God, sit down, let's have a conversation. That's amazing. You know, growing up, I used to see my mom do that, and I used to think, are you okay? But, you know, I think it's deep, and it's a personal thing, and it's just, you know, it's all about knowing your God. But thank you so much for coming on the show and sharing with us. You know, this is your story, and I know that it's a difficult one, but you shared it. Thank you so much. And just before you go, you know, we just want to say thank you, Dr. Elizabeth, for coming on the show. On behalf of all of us, we just want to say thank you so much.
Wow.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. And we're happy, you know, that you came and, you know, you shared this amazing story. Thank you so much.
Thank you for this. No. I didn't expect this. I was just coming to support what my sister is doing.
Thank you so much. And I think that's everything for me now, you know, hearing you say that and coming to support me. Thank you so much. It means a lot. Thank you so much.
Thank you, everybody, for listening to my story.
Yes. Thank you so much. And thank you, everyone, for joining us today. You heard it from Dr. Elizabeth. It's been amazing. It's been, you know, her just, you know, putting her hand in God's hand. And God has been helping her and helping her family with their son. Thank you so much, and see you some other time. Bye for now. Bye.